Hey, it's Ace. Welcome back to Trapura. We're going to be on day 2. Here we are. We just finished bringing this out a little bit yesterday. Working on our second shelter over there. Our citizen is a builder. She's just about to wake up and get her day started. We're going to lay out a little bit more terraforming and chop down a couple trees. And then go get a second citizen since we're almost ready for them in terms of housing. As I said yesterday, don't worry about that red square there, because as we build, we're going to come right up around it, and so the next time we go over that same piece, that won't be red. I'm just going to delete the rest of this build, and then start it again. Let's cancel that and grab this flax first. Like I was saying yesterday, when you see these water sources, don't terraform around them. You'll destroy them, and believe me, you'll want all of the water that you can get a hold of when your population starts getting up there. So we can see from the pinned recipe in the upper right corner that all she's got left to build on that settlement is on that shelter is 4 bark. She's got, well, we have 4 of 8 bark in our inventory, but she's got 8 bark to build on that. And she, yep, she had them. So she's already doing that. So we're about to have our next citizen. So she's got that done. She's going to come over and sort of say, well, I don't really have anything to do now. We're going to fix that real quick. You need a pickaxe to chop the trunks. You need an axe to chop the trees. Stumps will stop us from terraforming, so you might as well remove the ones that you need to get stuff out of your way. What I'm going to do is just move some of these items out of the immediate path of our terraforming so that we don't destroy them. Especially bark. I found in the early game I was always really struggling for bark. I said I've played this game through now a couple times, and bark was definitely one of the more valuable commodities in the beginning. Use X to drop stuff, and if you notice that you hover over something and it doesn't, I got rid of the rolling pin. Oh, the hammer. Again. I need to move that down. If you notice that it doesn't get rid of it on the first try, then just move off to a different cell and come back. So if I go here and I try and drop this, and like I just hit X and it doesn't, go off and go back on again and try it again, and it will do it that second time around probably. Alright, so I like that line. There we are. It's going to be about that right there, and we're going to carry it all the way across here, our full 25 hex squares. Now she, lacking anything else to do, is going to come and help with that, and we're going to let her, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab us a few more pieces of blood and get our next citizen on the way. She builds us that edge. Hopefully our luck holds and we get another 4. That was really a pleasant surprise. Let our stamina come back up. Our second splinter. Well, we just got 2 that dropped from it. Maybe if we pick them up, the game will think, hey, I never dropped any. I gotta make sure I drop 2 at least. Ah, well, it was worth a try. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go get our second citizen on the way. She's probably done with that terraforming, so we'll lay out another strip of it. Doesn't work as well in the rain, and is a craftsman. Less prone to illnesses. Not a woodcutter. Well, that's probably fine. I'm not a fan of the people who don't like the rain, because it rains kind of often. But I do like craftsmen, and I don't see them that often. We'll take our chances on Callie and see how well they do. Alright, so she did that terraforming for us. Very nice job. Grab some more stuff out of the way before it gets destroyed. Whoops. There we go. We'll have her help with doing this. So we'll lay it out about like that. Chop this tree down while we're doing it. This is just to get her up and doing something other than sitting over there by the shelter. She's probably starting to get pretty thirsty by now, so I'm going to go ahead and put up a water collector real quick, because we've got plenty of resources. She'll build that for us. We're going to put a well here. I think there's another one. I see we're right on the other side of that flax, so we'll have one down here. This one's probably too far for them. This one will be close enough for the farmers to use. So this area is going to be solidly inside of our working area, so we'll go ahead and put the water collector here. That's going to be here under, what do they call it, bushcraft. And I think she's got everything she needs for that. Terraforming. Sticks and long sticks. Yeah, plenty of those lying around, so she'll get that built. You know, I haven't tested this, but I would imagine that the exception to being deleted by the hoe would be actual trees that you haven't chopped into pieces. So chop down a tree, get rid of the stump, and then you could probably go ahead and hoe the area, and that tree would still be lying there on the surface. We'll have to test that out while we play. That might be a way to sort of bank resources. You don't have decay on a tree that's lying on the ground as far as I know, but once you chop it up, then the sticks and everything else do decay over time. Alright, so she's got a water supply to drink from. And now that we have built that, we can build a well, which I think we'll put our first one right here. And that's going to be under bushcraft as well. And you're just going to place that right on top of a water source, like so. Farms can have up to 3 fields, and those fields can be 4 by 4, up to 16 squares. So what I'm going to do here in a moment is figure out where that would be. Alright, so let's assume our field, we're not necessarily going to put it in this corner, but we are going to put it up against this edge. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to lay this out, and I'm going to say, here's our first field, 1, 2, 3, 4. So then there's about our second row of fields, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our farm fields are going to come to about right here, because they're going to be to our right from that edge to about here. So past this line, let's say past this, starting right with this thing, that's going to carry all the way across this front and be a pathway, probably our central roadway or something like that. So I'm just starting to lay this out in my mind a little bit as to how it's going to look. We've got our layer here. We know that this is the size we want, so we'll carry that out, let her work on that. Meanwhile, I think she's got that well built. She does. So now we have a good source for drinking water. And you can hold R on it to refill your water skin. Water skin holds 5 liters. You can see when we're looking at this, it tells us down there at the bottom, resources 41. There's 41 liters in there. Your water skin holds 5. And that slowly refills with time. Just auto-magically. She's going to want some food soon, so we're going to get a gatherer set up and probably make her or the gatherer be the person that does that. So that we'll get some berries and whatnot here. So we have food and water and shelter, and that's what we need right off the bat for people to be more or less content. that. Build a new one. Make a beeline for cottages as an alternative to shelters. Shelters can only house one person. Cottages house two initially, but you can build beds in them so you can house considerably more. If you want to be a real slumlord, go for it. I don't tend to go that way, but you certainly get more than one. Delete that. And we've got our second citizen. If we don't give him a place to live right away, it's not like he's going to turn around and leave. And right now, he's got a job as a builder, as anybody does that doesn't have a job. And since he doesn't have a place to sleep, he might actually come and help you with building stuff because, well, he doesn't really have anything else to do. If you do give him a place to sleep, then he will go and immediately lay down and go to bed because it's his bedtime right now. But instead, you can see him over there building, even though it's the middle of the night and it's time for him to be in bed. Since he doesn't have one, he says, well, I guess I'll come do this. Chasing these guys down is pretty fruitless. They run just a tiny bit slower than you do, but when you swing your axe, you stop. So it's really tough to get them that way. Just let them run away. But he'll still be around, and he maintains his health loss. So I'll be able to get him next time he goes over here and stands over her in her sleep. It's a little creepy, isn't it? Oh, gotta build a new axe. And for that, I will need more stone. Still have this stone down here that we were working on. Did I break my pickaxe too earlier? Oh, I did. Oh, I broke the pickaxe just now. Right. I was thinking I broke the axe. Okay. Well, we're going on a rock collecting run then. Yeah, try not to break your pickaxe on rocks or on stuff unless you have a replacement, because you need rocks to get rocks, as it were. 1, 2, 3. And 4. Oh, I had rocks in my inventory. Just watch while I mess this up. So I can probably I can just make 5 of these. Alright, do I have what I need to make that? No, I need a rope. I can do 5 extra rope as well. I found that walking around in this game with rope in your hand really just makes so much sense. Always have some rope in your inventory, because there's so many things that need it. And unless you have somebody producing it, you're the only one that's going to make it, so just carry some around. You can put it into projects. Every tool that you need is going to take some of it. Alright, let's get our first gatherer up and running. And get somebody collecting food, because now's about the time that people are going to say, hey, you know, I'm getting kind of hungry. That's going to be our project for let's not forget about that. There's another water. So we're not gonna destroy that one either. Let me stop looking at my inventory and build a pickaxe. Finish getting rid of this stump. And let's take a look under building. So under production, basic production, gatherer's pit. I don't think we quite have room to put it over here, do we? Yeah, we do. All right, let's do that. So the farmer is going to go right down here, about to this line. So I'll tell you what, we'll put this gatherer along this edge. About like there. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to cancel that, and we're going to just push this back a little bit so that I can get it off that edge. And here, alignment doesn't really matter much. I just want to create a buffer, because we want room behind the gathering pit to put a wall along that edge. That's going to be big enough. I'll delete that and then go to production, put our gatherer's pit. That looks pretty straight. And now we've got some room behind it for a wall. I'm going to pin that. 4 long sticks, 6 sticks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and along. We've got those 4 rope that it needs. 3 long sticks. He's carrying one of them right now. So there's 2. Here's 1. And I'm just going to wait a moment, because if I go pick one up, he and I are going to race here, and that just seems silly. As soon as he drops that, it'll go green. I'll push E. And there we go. So let's take a look at him, since we never did. Rejuvenating effects of spring, stonebreaker, sunrise vigilance, so a fisherman and a craftsman. And Hedda had able to gather more resources. So I'm not sure if she would be good as a gatherer. I think so. We're going to go ahead and stop here. When we come back, we're going to put her onto the gathering, and we're going to let him keep helping us build. We'll go ahead and assign him to that second shelter. We'll get a 3rd shelter built and get 1 more person on the way. And we'll get a logging camp set up and start getting logs in. Hope you're having a good time. I know I am. This is Ace. I'll see you next time. Signing out.